It was amazing. I grew up on Richard Pryor. You can't even go back and talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah.
Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but they take it out of context and put it on Twitter or put it on Facebook.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Hollywood.
Tim Allen, Hollywood's outspoken anti-woke comedian, is making waves once again, sparking outrage with a single tweet that has everyone talking. Over the years, he's made it clear that he has no interest in aligning with Hollywood's woke agenda, and he's unapologetic when it comes to questioning ideas that don't sit well with woke culture. So, what happens when this famous actor and comedian challenges the woke establishment? You spend any time online, you know Tim Allen doesn't hold back. He's the type to post something bold, sit back and watch the woke crowd spiral. This isn't his first controversy, and it likely won't be his last. But this latest tweet hit harder than any before. The backlash was swift and intense, with Twitter mobs descending into a frenzy, unable to handle the fact that Tim had the audacity to call them out. Critics quickly rushed in, claiming he'd crossed the line. But let's be honest, Tim Allen isn't one to let woke culture dictate what he can or can't say. That's exactly why he continues
saying a word, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of unbelievable. It's
actually disturbing on a fundamental level. It's gotten to the point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead.
To be a thorn in Hollywood's side. This is far from the only thing making Hollywood furious. Tim's been provoking them for years, and he's mastered the art of it. Take his infamous trip to Disney, for example, where he caused quite a stir. Tim Allen recently sparked outrage with a tweet that has everyone talking. Known for his outspoken stance against Hollywood's woke culture, Tim isn't one to shy away from challenging the status quo. This latest tweet, however, set off a firestorm, sending Twitter mobs into a frenzy. Critics rushed to label him insensitive and a bully, but Tim isn't about to let the woke crowd.
Starting in '75, do you still enjoy stand-up, my friend, as much as you did in the early days?
There's moments that it's more. It reminds me of my anarchist background.
Control his voice, similar to Kim Kardashian behind the scenes at the 2005 Hollywood films. Captain Britain was pointed to performing an impromptu. This isn't the first time Tim has ruffled feathers. During a trip to Disneyland, he shared a story about overhearing a 13-year-old boy wondering if...
Let's talk about Last Man Standing. Congrats on this.
No, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. We all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was dropped.
He was hand-swooing just because he enjoys skills. In typical Tim fashion, he poked fun at the exaggeration surrounding identity politics, which only fueled the backlash from...
Right, and I don't like gum in there too, but all right, when we're driving around, what do other people do when they see us?
They do this.
You know why they do that? This truck is older than you, but it's a classic, and people realize it's a classic. And you're a classic too.
How flattering. I'm an old truck.
The woke crowd. Hollywood despises Tim Allen because he raises questions they'd rather keep buried. From social media outrage to attempts at canceling.
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see the Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration. It was
I'm not attacking you.
You're getting this down. I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group.
They've tried to silence him. But Tim doesn't follow Hollywood's rules. Take ABC's cancellation of Last Man Standing, one of the network's highest-rated shows. The real reason? Tim had the nerve to portray a likable conservative on mainstream television, a move that's considered taboo in today's Hollywood. Tim has said it, a funny, likable conservative is seen as a major threat. Tim Allen's political views have always been a point of contention in Hollywood, and when ABC canceled Last Man Standing, it was clear they weren't happy with his conservative stance. Instead of backing down, Tim called them out. The
But
twist,
it's a Christmas
while
show,
ABC
so a Christmas
dropped
joke
him,
shouldn't be
Fox
shocking.
picked up
Yet
the
for
show,
some,
keeping
was
it
a
going and
huge
proving
issue.
that Tim's
Scott
voice
Weinberg,
couldn't
a
be
podcaster
silenced.
and
But it didn't
filmmaker,
stop
was
there.
quick to share
Tim's new
his
series, The
outrage on
Santa
Twitter.
Clauses on Disney Plus, showed that Disney knows Tim's loyal fan base is too large to ignore. They may try to censor him, but they can't dismiss his influence. Then came the firestorm. In The Santa Clauses, Tim's character makes a simple joke about saying Merry Christmas, and suddenly it's a problem. What should have been an innocent Christmas joke ignited a Twitter backlash. Some found it offensive while others saw it as politically charged. It was a Christmas show, so a Christmas joke shouldn't have been surprising, but for some, it became a huge issue. Scott Weinberg, a podcaster and filmmaker, was quick to express his outrage, posting, "Merry Christmas to all" has suddenly become problematic, which went viral. The comments exploded, accusing Tim of crossing a line, proving that his every word is scrutinized in today's charged political climate. Tim Allen's Christmas joke in The Santa Clauses didn't just spark a debate, it became a political battleground. Some even joked that Tim Santa must be a MAGA supporter, turning a simple Christmas joke into a controversy. The woke crowd couldn't handle it. To them, Tim isn't just a comedian, he's a target. But no matter how hard they try, Tim keeps bouncing back, solidifying his place as Hollywood's worst nightmare.
I'm surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents. You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it. It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff. The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it. They always argued about that over vodka.
The conservative comedian who refuses to disappear. The real issue Tim faces isn't just online outrage. It's a system designed to silence voices like his. As Tim himself has said, the thought police are everywhere. He's openly discussed how political correctness has stifled comedy, making it harder for comedians to take risks. Growing up inspired by boundary-pushing legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, Tim learned that making people uncomfortable was part of the job. But now, every joke is under a microscope. For comedians like Tim, it's a nightmare. He even joked on The View that he'd probably be canceled for phrases he learned from his parents. In today's climate, even the smallest joke can be scrutinized and labeled problematic. Tim Allen has never been one to back down. And if anything, he's only become more outspoken. He's made it clear that he refuses to live in fear of being canceled. Rather than compromise his values, Tim chooses to face the criticism head on. This determination has...
That's good.
has kept him relevant in Hollywood despite relentless efforts to push him out. Tim has become a symbol for those who oppose cancel culture, showing that his refusal to conform resonates with many. Every time he's targeted, he lands a new job, gains new fans, and proves that standing firm in his beliefs is the key to enduring in a changing industry. Tim's career continues to challenge the narrative Hollywood tries to push. Though they may not like him, they can't ignore him. Tim isn't rattled by the constant attempts to cancel him. While others may be swept up in Twitter outrage, he keeps moving forward. When Last Man Standing was canceled by ABC, Fox immediately picked it up. When Disney tried to replace him with Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear, it didn't slow him down. Now Tim is back on Disney Plus with The Santa Clauses, delivering lines that are sure to stir up Twitter once again. Through it all, Tim has remained firm in his stance against cancel culture. In one interview, he stated that, while he understands the pressure, he refuses to compromise his comedy to please a few people. Tim Allen has openly criticized how quickly society jumps to cancel people, comparing it to high school, where any minor mistake leads to public attack. For Tim, the situation feels absurd, and he's joked that he half expects to be canceled just for using words his parents used. In today's cancel culture, comedians are forced to clarify every joke to avoid being taken out of context. And he's right. This is exactly what's happening. As a result, many comedians are staying silent, terrified that any comment could ruin their careers. But not Tim Allen. Despite the backlash, the attempts to blacklist him, and Hollywood's obsession with silencing opposing voices, Tim keeps moving forward. Tim Allen remains untouchable. a shining example of resilience in a world obsessed with canceling anyone who dares to defy the narrative. He's shown woke Hollywood that he refuses to be silenced. They may try to censor him, cancel his shows, or rally on social media, but Tim is still standing strong. He's won against Hollywood in the best possible way, by staying true to himself. If you support Tim Allen and are tired of Hollywood's endless virtue signaling, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about celebrities pushing back against woke culture.